We just opened up this roll, and as soon as I opened it, I saw this nice looking edge right here. That looks like it may be silver. I'm giving this, I don't know, maybe a 30% chance of being silver. Canadian silver wouldn't be too bad either. All right, let's take a look. Let's reveal this one together. Pull it out of the roll and see what it's gonna be. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Quin Coins, your home for treasure hunting of all kinds. In today's video, we're gonna be coin roll hunting another $500 box of quarters, which I have right here, looking for interesting and valuable coins, particularly the pre-1965 90% silver quarters, as well as the 2019 West Point quarters, of which there are only 10 million minted. Just so that you guys know, I do have a silver stacking coin roll hunting placemat in the works, which is gonna cover your dimes, quarters, and half dollars, but until then, I'm gonna be using the nickel placemat, which I already have designed. Of course, as always, if you're interested in picking up one of these coin roll hunting placemats, either the penny placemat or the nickel placemat, links as always will be down in the description below. With that being said, I am ready to jump right into this box of quarters and see what we can find. Alright, so here is our $500 box of quarters, which I just recently picked up from the bank. We open it up to reveal the rolls inside. We have 50 rolls, $10 a piece, and it turns out that in this box we actually have one ender. So I'm going to be opening this roll first. You can see we have the drummer boy right on the end, and that's the 1976 bicentennial quarter. Some people save these. I like to save them. I did find out in the last box though that they are quite plentiful, so I might have to end up throwing some back. So here's a little better look at that ender, the 1976 bicentennial drummer boy quarter, as we like to call them. The one on the other end over here is nothing special. I think it's just a 2015, but this is a pretty cool ender, so I figure why don't we just go ahead and start with this roll. Maybe it'll give us some luck, and we'll actually end up with a silver this time around. At least I'm hoping for it on this box at least. So let's see if we're going to get anything on that first roll just by looking at the edges. The nice thing about quarters is that you can typically find out what you have just by looking at the edges of the coins. But it doesn't look like we have any silver here. So let's just dump those out and look through them real briefly to see if we can get anything else out of this roll. In particular, like I told you guys, I'm looking for all of the 2019s. We will be flipping over those 2019s to see if we can get a W mint mark. The reason that those are rare is because they only made 10 million of them. It was like a promotion from the United States Mint. So here we go. We have our first 2019. Let's flip this over to the back side to see if we have a W mint mark, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like we have a P down there on the right bottom right corner. It stands for Philadelphia. We're looking for the W for West Point. So let's see if we can get any more of those 2019s. We'll be checking all of them out just to make sure if we have a W or not. That's something that I would really be happy to get. But honestly, I think that we may end up coming across a silver before we even get to a W mint mark. But anyways, here is that ender. I totally overlooked it. It was over on that left side, the 1976, and you can see that it's got this really cool double date down there, 1776 to 1976, which signifies the 200-year anniversary of the United States gaining their independence. So while I have the camera on, I figure I may as well just open at least one more roll, and if nothing is standing out from the edges, then I'll just look through this one off camera and let you guys know what I'm finding along the way. Of course, I will stop for anything interesting or valuable that I do find, but it doesn't look like we have any silvers in this one, although I do see one that's standing out to me, this one right here. You can see it looks like it's in pretty nice shape, so I will pull this one out. Probably going to be a 2019, 2018, something like that. There's the coin right there. Let's flip it over to the reverse. Oh wow, that's actually a lot older than I thought. 18-year-old coin right there, 2002 Tennessee. So nothing really crazy going on with that coin. Looks like we actually have another newer looking one over here on the left side, so I will check that one out as well. And it looks like we have a Philadelphia mint mark, 2018 on that one. All right, guys, I will get into the rest of these rolls and turn the camera back on when I find something good. All right, guys, so I pretty quickly got through the first 10 rolls of the box. No silver to be found, but we do have a few finds here. Let's start off with this little stack here of 2019s. So what we are looking for on all of these 2019s is a West Point mint mark on the reverse side. Actually, it would be the obverse side. When I flip this over, you will see the head of Washington. To the right of that, you'll be looking for a W. And I think every single one of these ended up being the Lowell design, which is only one of 5 designs, but that one seems to be coming up for me the most. So let's flip these over to see if we have any W's. So that one's going to be a P for Philadelphia. How about this one? Philadelphia. and Philadelphia. I think a lot of them are Philadelphia, and you know, this is a pretty new coin. It has just come out very recently, so they haven't had a lot of time to circulate around the country yet. That's probably why I'm seeing so many of the same coin and also from the same mint. And of course, it doesn't help that I am in Michigan, which means that the Philadelphia mint is a little bit closer than any of the other mints. Like San Francisco, Denver, or of course the West Point Mint. So it looks like they are all Philadelphia, so that was a bust. We do have a couple other things to look at here, namely these 2 Kansas quarters. So I will put up a variety on the screen for you guys to see right now. Basically what we're looking for is a grease air on the T in the In God We Trust. And looking at this first one here, I actually saw this before I pulled it out. So you can see right here there is a bit of a grease hair, and it spans more than just the T on this one. Over there on the right side, In God We Trust, you see that the O in God and then the TR in Trust all look a little bit faint. It looks like they've been, there's definitely some grease air action going on right there. So I will be putting that one to the side for sure. Now this one I haven't checked yet, so let's see if we can get a completely gone T to say In God We Rust, like you see on the picture there. And I dropped it, but let's take a look here. All right, so this one looks completely normal. There's really there's nothing going on in the In God We Trust on that coin. So that's pretty cool. We have at least one good find, a little bit of a grease air on a Kansas quarter. And then right here, I want to just show you some coins that don't come up too often. I do like to give the advice that from 2009 up through 2012, typically those coins are a little bit harder to find. So that would include the 2010 Yellowstone. So that we have a Philadelphia there. And then this one right here, this is a 2009, which I don't think I've ever even seen in my life. The Northern Mariana Islands. So that's pretty cool. It honestly doesn't even look like an American quarter. It looks like a foreign coin to me. But going over to the obverse side here, you see George Washington. But I'd be willing to bet that most of you haven't seen this coin. It's not one that comes up very often, and for the reasons, like I said, 2009 through 2012 is a little bit rarer in the quarters. So if you see them, it might be a good idea to pull them out, because honestly, I've never even seen this coin before. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, we have 40 more rolls to go. Let's go ahead and get into them and see what else we can find. All right, so we are 7 rolls later now, and I have a bit of an oddity here. You'll take a look at this quarter roll, which I just opened up. Look at that right there in the middle. Now, I'm not looking at a silver edge. I'm looking at a very tiny edge, and that is not a miniature quarter. I believe that what we have here is a dime, which somehow made its way into a quarter roll, which I think is just absolutely bizarre. How do you mix up basically the largest coin that we have in circulation with the smallest one? That's definitely a mistake on some sort of coin machine or the United States Mint. But anyways, we got a 2006p dime in the roll. That's a loss of 15 cents, unfortunately. If we did find a silver quarter, it would well over make up for that loss. Silver quarter is worth anywhere between $3 and $4 if you try to sell it just for the silver value alone. And that's not counting if it has any numismatic value or not. You may even have a better quarter that has more numismatic value than silver value. But it's probably not likely. You know, if you are going to find a silver quarter, it's probably just going to be worth the melt value. But anyways, I think that is about it for that roll. I did just find another Kansas quarter, so let's flip this one over to see if we can get that grease air that we've been looking for on the obverse side. So this one, once again, is going to be just completely normal. And anyways, while I have the camera on, I think I want to show you guys another possible error that we have here. Now, I don't know if any of these have it or not. I haven't checked them, but I'll put a picture to the side on the left of the screen here of what you're going to be looking for. I did mention this in my last video. It turns out there's actually 2 very distinct varieties. One is the high leaf and one is the low leaf. Basically, what you're looking for is an additional leaf to the left of the corn stalk. Now, I can tell you this one doesn't have it. We see that that's just empty space there. Let's take a look at a couple others. I have 4 here that I found. That one doesn't have it either. I don't actually know which variety is more rare, so if you guys want to let me know down in the comments below, I'll probably put some information up on the screen as well. But I can tell you that we don't have it on any of these. But there were a lot of chances. A lot of these Wisconsin quarters do come out. Oh wait, I think we even have a 5th one here. Nope, that one doesn't have it either. But anyways, we do have a couple more Lowell quarters here. These are probably both going to be Philadelphia though. So there's a Philly, and looks like that's going to be another Philly as well. So anyways, I think that's about it for this roll. I'll get on to the next one. Hopefully we can get some interesting edges soon. All right, guys, so I'm just a little over halfway in the box now, and we just opened up this roll, and as soon as I opened it, I saw this nice looking edge right here. Take a look at that. You guys can see what I'm looking at, right? That looks like it may be silver. Now, we've been tricked in the past. Those Canadians do look silver from time to time. And I'm giving this, I don't know, maybe a 30% chance of being silver. I'm really hoping it is, though, because at least when I opened it, it looked silver. But now that I'm looking at it through the camera, I'm starting to think this may be a Canadian. Canadian silver wouldn't be too bad either. So, all right, let's take a look. Let's reveal this one together, pull it out of the roll, and see what it's going to be. And it looks like it's going to be Canadian, unfortunately, although it is a little bit older, which is why I think I wasn't 100% sure. You can see that this is a 1979, and I believe that that actually means that it is 100% made of nickel. Now, I'll have to check the book on that one, but it seems like those ones fool me more than the steel ones do. You can take a look at the obverse side right there. So you have Queen Elizabeth there on the obverse, and then on the reverse, sorry about that, you have the Caribou, 1979, 25 cents from Canada. Still kind of cool to find, though, especially if it is 100% nickel. It's better than the composition that we have today, so it's definitely cool to pull out. I will put it to the side. I'll grab the book and check on that one and get back to you guys in just a second. So grabbing my Coins of Canada book and flipping over to the Canadian quarters page, you can see right here that we actually had a change in 1979, which is the year of this quarter, so that is kind of cool. We've found a couple of transitional year Canadian quarters now. It says, beginning with 1979, the portrait of the Queen was made smaller. This was done to standardize our coinage, making the size of the portrait proportional to the diameter of the coin, regardless of denomination. And as you can see up here, we have 0.999 nickel, basically starting, I think, in 1968. It was sort of a transitional year, and then that actually ended up going all the way through, I believe, 1999. I had to flip a couple pages before I was able to find another composition change. So you can see right here in, I think, 2001 even, it's nickel-plated steel from 2001 to the present. So basically everything from 1968 up through 2001 is 99.9% nickel. That's a pretty cool composition. I actually like that a lot. So at this point, we're just a little over halfway through the box. We just got our first teaser coin, as I like to call them. Those Canadian coins do look silver, but they very rarely are actually silver. So I'm going to keep trucking through these rolls, pulling out the 2019s and anything else I find along the way. I'll let you know what I'm finding as we go, and hopefully we see another silvery edge just like we just saw. So at this point, we are about 3/4 of the way through the box, and I just had a pretty crazy scare here for a second. You could probably see the coin that I'm looking at over here. It's the second from the left, and it looks like it may be silvery. It's definitely American. That's the thing about this coin. Definitely American, and it looks like it could be silver. You don't really see a copper edge on it unless you turn it around a little bit more. So it's like this one almost completely missed its copper edge, except over here you get to this side and you can see it a little bit more. But once you come over this way, it kind of just looks like a silver coin. So let's pull this out and see what it's going to end up being. I'm going to guess, something in the 60s. All right, so I was close anyway. 1970, very worn down, basically just no copper edge left on that coin, or it didn't get very much to begin with. Let's see if we can focus in on that edge. So that's a very crazy, very interesting looking edge. I thought we might have had a silver there for a second, but turns out that we definitely don't. I'll go ahead and look through these in just a second. I want to show you some of the coins that I've been finding recently. So I do have a whole bunch more Lowell quarters, but we actually have some more variety this time that we're going to be looking through. We have at least three different designs over here. So let's take a look at these Lowell quarters first. Remember, we're looking for the West Point mint mark on that reverse side. So if it doesn't have it, basically I'm just going to throw them back. There's really no reason to keep them unless you find an exceptional example. But so far I've only seen Philadelphia's on every single Lowell quarter that we have found. Now I have a couple of other designs here. So this one's the one that we got the next most of. This is the American Memorial Park 2019. These also have 2 million of the West Point mintages made, so we're looking for that West Point in here as well. We have just equally as good of a chance at finding it in this design as any other one, including the Lowell design. But it looks like even here we're gonna end up just getting a whole bunch of P's. So let's do it like this. We'll flip it over to the back side. And what is that? It looks like somebody put a little ding in that mint mark. Maybe they were mad that they didn't get the W either. All right, so we have a couple other ones. If you guys remember the San Antonio Missions quarter, like you see right here, this is the one that I actually found a San Francisco mint mark on last time, which was even rarer than the West Point mint mark. I didn't realize it at the time, but it was like way, way rarer to find. So that was cool. Let's see if we get another one here. Nope, so this one's actually going to be our first Denver on the box, though. I think that's kind of interesting. And then we have a couple others here. It looks like it is the River of No Return. So we have a couple more chances here. Hopefully they're not Philadelphia's. We can at least get something. There we go. We got a Denver on that one. And hopefully we get a W on this one. Nope, it's just going to be another Denver. So anyways, that's still fun to look. It looks like we have, I think, 5 more of those Kansas quarters to look through. Remember, we're looking for the In God We Rust grease air. So let's go over to the obverse on all of these coins and check them out. So that one's not going to be anything. You can see everything clearly on that one. It's crazy that the first Kansas quarter that we found in this box ended up having a bit of a grease air on it. None of the ones since then have. So I guess it's, I was starting to think like, oh, this must come up all the time because I'm getting quite a few of them, or at least, partially grease airs. But I'm not seeing any more recently, so I guess it is kind of difficult to find, especially to have the T completely wiped out like you see in the picture on the screen. Those ones are super difficult. All right, so none out of those. Also coming up here with the Wisconsin quarter, we're once again looking for that extra leaf. See if we can get this to focus a little better. So I don't see it there. How about on this one? Any extra leaf, high or low? I don't think so. And then here, nope, I don't see any extra leaves. All right, so here's one that we haven't talked about in this video yet, but I did talk about it in a previous video. Basically on the Delaware, we are looking for a die crack which comes from the horse's mouth, believe it or not, and goes to the edge of the coin. I will once again put up a picture so that you guys can see that. I don't see it on this one, and remember also that Delaware is a pretty common coin, so you are going to find a lot of examples of this that don't have anything wrong with them whatsoever. And I've personally never found the spitting horse air, as they call it, but I will be looking out for it here. Probably won't show every single time that I find them, but I will be looking out for them off camera, and if I find one, of course, I will be showing you. But it looks like we didn't get any of the airs that we were looking for. I did real quickly, though, before we get into the last 13 rolls, want to highlight this coin that I found. It just has absolutely beautiful toning, this nice kind of gold tint to it. It's very nice condition as well. It's probably been sitting in a roll for years and years. This is a 2000 New Hampshire coin, so I will be putting that one to the side, and we have 13 more rolls to go through. Hopefully we can get a silver out of one of them. All right, guys, we are down to just 5 quarter rolls left, and we have something here that's kind of interesting. I think I already know what it's going to be. You can kind of see which one I'm looking at right there. It's kind of dark and smooth versus all the other ones, which have those nice reeded edges. I think that this one is probably a quarter that has been sitting in the ground for a long time. I'm seeing a little bit of that dark red color that you see from a quarter that's been either sitting in somewhere that's kind of wet, where it just sat and corroded for a while, probably underground. So I'm thinking that this quarter right here is going to be a metal detecting find that somebody found while they were metal detecting, and then they put it back into circulation. But you never know what it's going to be, so I figured I may as well reveal this one on camera just in case it's something crazy like a barber quarter or something. So let's take a look at this now. What is it going to be? All right, so it's definitely a Washington. Probably not silver, because you don't typically see silver looking like that. As you can see, we have that dark red color that I was talking about. Probably going to be a 70s coin. Let's take a look at the obverse. Okay, so even newer than that, 1987 it is. Like I said, though, you never know what it's going to be, so I figured I may as well pull it out that way. And while we have the camera, I do have some more 2019s here. Once again, a pile of Lowell quarters. So let's look at these ones first. So right there, what in the world is that? It's kind of messed up. but I think it's just going to be a Philadelphia. Actually, is that a Denver this time? No, it's a Philadelphia. So they've pretty much all been Philadelphias at this point. And let me know down below in the comments, for those of you who do hunt the W quarters, if you know if they just did they mix them into the Philadelphias and the Denvers, or did they send them out like in their own separate rolls? I gotta know which one of those that they did, because I think that would probably help me in locating these coins a little better. So the American Memorial Park right here, once again, I said we've been getting a decent amount of these as well. Philadelphia, Philadelphia, and Philadelphia once again. And so, I don't know, I like checking the Kansas ones the best, so I think I'll check these on camera, and then we will get into the last of the rolls. I think I have 4 more to go, including the one that we have open now. So once again, looking for In God We Rust. Don't see it there, and don't see it there. So we will get into the rest of these. Hopefully we can find something else before the box ends. All right, so this probably isn't gonna work, and it's actually pretty crazy that it ever worked in the first place. If you guys watched my last video, I opened the very last roll on camera live and ended up finding pretty much the most interesting coin in the box. I'm hoping that we can do the same here. So this is the last roll in the box, and I'm hoping that just opening this on live on camera maybe will just push us over the edge, give us a chance at finding something really cool. So let's see if we're gonna get an interesting edge in this very last roll. And I don't think we are. I see something that looks a little bit shinier over there on the right side. Let's pull this out. Maybe this will end up being a 2019 W for us. But in the past, I've been pulling these out all box, and they've pretty much always been 2018. So let's see what this one is. Okay, 2017. Not too far off, but I don't see any silvers in this roll. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the remaining 2019s, which we actually have some nice diversity over here in the designs that we found. So we have a couple of Lowells here. Let's just check all of these for the W mint marks. So it looks like we ended that box with all Philadelphia Lowell quarters. We have another design here. We got a Philadelphia and a Denver that time. This is our second San Antonio, which I have to say, I really like this design. It definitely popped out at you, and it doesn't hurt that I found a San Francisco mint of this design in the last box, which is pretty fun. This one's just going to be a Denver, though, so nothing special there. And this is our last chance. War in the Pacific. Give us the W. Nope, it's going to be a Philadelphia. All right, so I'm going to go through the rest of this roll. Let's see if we can get anything else. I will bring anything up to the camera that I know to look for. You guys know probably better than I do, at least collectively, that there are a million other things that you should be looking for that I'm just not knowledgeable of. I know of the main airs, including the Wisconsin and the Delaware and the Kansas that I've been showing you. Here's another War in the Pacific real quick. Let's just check this for W. Nope, it's going to be Philadelphia. So if you guys know of other airs that I should be looking for, other varieties, definitely let me know down in the comments below, and I will try to get to as many of those as possible in a future video where I do quarters. Another Philadelphia War in the Pacific right there. 2 Texas quarters right next to each other. I think that that's good luck. I can't say for sure though. So let's see if there's going to be anything else in the end of this box. And I think that is going to be it. So let's see, what else did we find in the box? I found a whole bunch of 2009s this time around, which I thought was pretty cool. And I'm just going to show them to you in case you haven't seen any of these coins. So this one is the U.S. Virgin Islands. Here we have Puerto Rico. That's one that I found in a previous video. District of Columbia as well. There's another Puerto Rico there, and another District of Columbia. We also have a few 2010, 2011, so there's a 2010 Hot Springs, which is another one of those ones that doesn't come up too often. We also had the Gettysburg 2011, and then I think we had a few 2012s over here as well. So there we have Acadia. Here we have Denali, which I believe actually Denali is a pretty easy one to find out of all the 2012s. And then here we have Shako Culture. So a lot of cool coins out of this box. Definitely not as many as the first one. I think probably one of the coolest coins that we found was this 1979 Canadian quarter right here. And then of course we got a dime for some weird reason. I have no clue how you get the smallest and basically the largest circulating United States coins mixed up. I think that probably the winner on this box is the Kansas Grease Air, We just have a slight grease area here. It's not like we are completely covering up that T, but we do have a grease area which touches the O in God and the TR in trust. So I think that's definitely a cool find. I think that one's probably going to be going into 2x2, and I'll be putting that one into my collection. So just a little bit of channel news at the end of the video here in case you missed the last one. I am going to be starting a quarters coin quest series very soon where I go through quarters boxes like this one looking for interesting and valuable coins, but with the intent of filling up coin collections. I already have pretty much all of the coin collections that I need and that I could possibly fill out with quarters. I just need to get myself a Canadian collection because, as you guys saw today, there are Canadian coins that do come up in these quarter rolls every once in a while, and I actually think that's super exciting because even if they're not silver, they might be silver. It gives you the indication that you might have silver, and makes it a lot more fun, at least for me. Hopefully for you guys as well. So I will be starting that soon. I have to finish the silver stacking placemat before we do that. That silver stacking placemat's going to have your dimes, quarters, and half dollars, and it's going to show you what to look for at a very basic level. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. I'm super excited to bring that to you, and it will be coming out soon, so be on the lookout for it. But anyways, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go down below and leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new because we post new videos like this every single week. Always bringing you along with the hunts and having a good time. And as always, I'm Quinn, and this is Quin Coins signing out, and I will see you in the next one.